want to start out by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for their edification and knowledge. Call Halion, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Give all praise again to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. I'm going to go to... 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. Give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So honor, respect your wife. She is the weaker vessel. Woman means your wife is the helper, man. You know what I mean? She's a servant to her husband. I'm going to go to 2 Corinthians 11:3. So you treat her with equal respect, you know what I mean? Because the Lord put her there for a purpose, you know what I mean? Really to serve the man. And that's our purpose. Now, I'm going to get 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you to know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, which is Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. That's the chain of command. That's the order, man. The point is, the head of a woman is the man. Now, in this system, the man was taken out, so the woman was put it as the head. So that's out of order. We'll go to Deuteronomy 28:54. Give you an example. This is 28:54, Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of the children which he shall leave, man. So that's part of the curses, man. And the man has left. Some by design systematically. For example, majority of the prison system is the black and brown. So-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, man. So it's a systematic, relating to this system here, but it's really relating to the curses, man. Because that division, that strife and contention would break up the families, man. So the head would leave, man. And the head is the strong point of the family, man. So when you remove the head, it's pretty much everything else is left vulnerable, man. Evil eye towards thy brother. That's towards one another. That's just give you an example of the curses. Black on black crime, for example. The internal dissension and strife between one another, man. The evil eye towards thy brother. Can't get along with one another. That's part of the curses, man. That fits a specific certain group of people, man. A nation of people, man. Especially in this kingdom, man. Because they under the curses, man. And that's the curses are a real thing, man. I'm going to read that again. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards his wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. I'm going to go to... 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently in order. That decently in order. In this kingdom, nothing's done decently in order, man. But the point is, everything has to be done decently in order. In the next kingdom, and it will be done decently in order. Everything's out of order. The women's head over the men. You know what I mean? So that these things are normal. Go to Isaiah 5:20 real quick. This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet. That put bitter for sweet. Shalakia. We'll read it again. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So they call evil good, man. That's perversion, man. That's a topsy-turvy. That's everything is out of order, man. In this kingdom, evil is embraced, celebrated, man. Good is condemned and mocked. That's confusion, man. So things that should be abomination in this kingdom are celebrated, man. And that woe is a warning to that had that mindset. Woe to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Put that with Proverbs 3:5-7. Trust in the Lord with all the heart. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not into thy own understanding. All thy ways acknowledge him. He shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Go with we'll go to Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. Now this talks about times and season for everything. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. We'll read 1-8 verse. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. So it's a time and season for everything. And that order is part of that. Number 8 verse. A time to love, a time to hate. A time of war. A time of love, and that's the balance. Because it's just not one side. False balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So with that is balance, man. And the point is, it's all about the appropriate time and season for things. I want to go to 1 Corinthians 14. First Corinthians 14:33. For the Lord is not an author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the church of the saints. So the Lord is not an author of confusion, man. So he pretty much means what he says relating to these scriptures, man. If it says certain things, and that's what it means, man. It's not an author of confusion, man. If it's going to be judgment, for example, that's going to happen, man. Let your woman keep silence in the church. I'll just read the rest. For it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Now, a lot of these women don't like hearing that, because you got women in the churches. These scriptures brought out, they act like these scriptures, they cognitive dissonance. They disconnected from actually hearing these things. The point is, this relates to following certain things, man, that order, man. And this kingdom here is contrary to that. In obedience and order. These are what the scriptures say, man. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands, because they're under the order of their husbands. For the head of every woman is the man. So the man is the one the women need to go to, man. That's their head, man. To do anything, pretty much. A woman means servant. They serve their man. A woman is she was put on to be a helper, a helpmate to her man. She's not equal to the man. In the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yashah, women are not equal. They're the weaker vessel. But they're put for their purpose, man. Their purpose is to help the man, because the man is the head of them. This is a chain in a command. It's a spiritual chain of command, and a spiritual order. And unfortunately, in this society, it's contrary to that. We have a different rulership, a different one in power. 36. 3:35 again. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. For it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. What came the word of Yahweh out from you, or came it into you only? And that makes the point. And a few verses down, as I said, let all things be done decently in order. That decently in order is the women staying in order and following their husbands, man. There's an order to the things. The women of this world, that feminism, which is pretty much a form of gender equality of the sexes, man. But that's out of order relating to the scriptures, man. And that feminism is going to be cut when Yahweh Bashim Yahshua come back, man. First of Corinthians 15 and 23. But in every man in his order. Every man in his order. Every man in his order. His rank, his structure. From the lowest to the top. From the lowest to the highest, man. They have their different offices, their different chains, their different offices, their different skill sets, different levels. That falls in that as well. Like from the lowest to the highest. But every man in his order, Hamashiach, the first fruits afterward, they are Christ's at his coming. So it's all about order, man. Go to let me go to Psalms 37 and 23. Psalms 37 and 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by Yahweh, and he delighted in his way. So they're ordered by the Lord, man. Man's goings of the Lord, so how can he understand? So everything's of the Lord anyway, whether good, bad, or in between, man. So anything that is done on either side of man's goings is really ordained by the Lord. Go to Proverbs 6 and 20. We're also going to go to 1 Timothy 2 and 14. Proverbs 6 and 20. My son, keep thy father's commandments. Forsake not the law of thy mother. The reason why we're in a state of condition, because we forsake the commandments, man. We forsake what we're supposed to be doing, man. That's why we're in the state of condition we are. The so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, that Lord's portion, relating to Deuteronomy 14 and 2 and Deuteronomy 7 and 6, that peculiar and special people among all others, whether I lead thee, man. Read that special and peculiar people that the Lord had chose, that small portion. For the righteous, for the righteous were created for our sakes, man. The righteous was created for us, for our sakes, man. But we erred off, man. We erred off because of our continuous transgressions and iniquities and disobedience, man. So we had to be punished. We had to be brought down to a very low estate. This flesh is a low estate. This flesh is our sin. I remember somebody said a long time ago, I think it was a rapper, he said, my skin is my sin. It is our sin, man. This flesh is literally our sin. And it is our sin. It's our curse, too. This is part of the curse, being in this flesh, man. We were once of a high estate, but we now brought down to a low. And part of that is just being in this flesh, man. Our skin is our. The individual said, "My skin is my sin." Your skin is your sin. Your flesh is your sin too, as well. That's literally. Because this flesh is exceedingly wicked, man. I believe that was Ice Cube that said that. So without him really understanding that the flesh is our sin, man. And his skin and our skin is our sin, man. From a spiritual aspect, it definitely is, man. Because we fight with it daily. I want to go to 1 Timothy's 2:14. This is pretty much why we in the lower state like this. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over man, but to be silent, man. In this kingdom, woman has usurped authority over man. That's part of the curses, man. A woman is going to be authority over a man. Remember, the head is taken out, so a woman is going to be put in the position of the head, and that's out of order. Because a woman's the head of a woman is a man, man. So she has to go through her man to do anything. She's a servant to her man. This is a spiritual thing, but that's the laws, man. We'll read that again. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach nor usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. For Adam was the first formed, then Eve. Adam's the head, the tail is Eve. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. And through sin came through a woman, man. She was the weaker vessel, man. She is the one to be manipulated and deceived. And through the woman, passed to the man, now sin entered the world. Now we have death, mortality, and pretty much sorrows, great sorrows. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness and sobriety. So, point is, through a woman, we have what we have, man. You know what I mean? So, in this society, feminism says women are equal to a man, but in the eyes of the Lord, women are not equal to a man. They're the weaker vessel, man. We prove that in scriptures. This is just something relating to a little bit of order. I hope it helped whoever listened. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yoshua Bashem Rakakadash. Shalom.